Hey rivals, welcome to Back's Attacks. We've got another update on the Malice Kingdom event at 1 day and 12 hours left in the event. Things are going pretty well. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And we see the Smashers are on top, gaining a lead on Hoplite. Dragon Slayers and China Elite are in the running strongly for silver, with a few other kingdoms still with a chance. Some really strong folks up top there. Hong Kong Baby has already got its Malice this morning with 28,400. And I've been remiss in not pointing out another good kingdom that we've been working with, Mortality. And they have taken one of our most active players for the event. Not taken, but have found a place for him. And that is PK. And he's doing a good job in there, gaining souls for the kingdom, and is on track to get about 800 or so. So Mortality, we appreciate you taking folks who are willing and eager to make that strong run at the statue. All right, let's look further down the list just a little bit. A couple of our other partner kingdoms here that are helping out Touch Arcadians. You've seen me mention these in the recent episodes. Soulfire is doing well in position 149 with 16,500 or so souls, and they're very much on track to get Malice soon. They have several of our strongest players, and they're doing well and having a great time in there. Fire Element has picked up the pace. They are now on track to get Malice and are doing well. And right now, at this mark with now we're at 1 day, 12 hours left, 13,250 is about the point you want to be. So about 280 kingdoms are within this range. If you're at that line or above, you're in great shape. If you're a few thousand behind, you can still catch up on that. If you're down below about 10,000 souls at this point, you're going to have to change your strategy if you want any hope to get Malice and really pick up the pace there. So best wishes to kingdoms in this range. I know that's a very tough one to try to kick things up there. If we look at from some stats for where we're at right now, about 75 kingdoms have now gotten Malice already. That's great. 200 more are on pace to get that within a day and a half, and another somewhere 50 to 75 or so still have a good shot at getting Malice. There seems to be a two-way race for gold, and the top four for silver are well ahead of the pack. The race for the bronze statue is going to be very interesting and I think very intense. The current line for folks in the running there is at about 21,000, so getting Malice right now. And there's a good 50 kingdoms that are within 2,000 souls of each other. So there's going to be a strong effort as the event closes down, and a good one to watch this race as things develop. All right, let me shift gears just a little bit and just reflect on how things are going overall for the event. There's been a lot of chaos, a lot of darkness, a lot of people feeling screwed out one way or the other, and kingdoms being broken up or struggling, poaching players. And there's a lot of truth behind that, but you know, in some way, these challenges or struggles that we face, they don't force your kingdom to fall apart. They don't force things to go bad. Rather, challenges reveal who you are. They reveal a lot about the players, and they reveal a lot about the leaders. So kind of people's true nature coming through in this event in both bad and good ways. I'm seeing some great behind-the-scene efforts by a lot of kingdoms, leaders, kings and queens who care a lot about each other, more so than the game or the statue or the dragon, and they're really working hard to try to be fair and to find new homes for players and to share their people and work together. And that is just a really great thing that I'm seeing. I know it's behind the scenes, but there's a lot of good stuff going on in the event too. The other thought I had was, who's most impacted by the chaos that's going on right now? It's not really the super active. Those guys are all going to get their dragon and their statue, whatever goals they've set. And it's not really the inactive players, because they're not making any changes to what they're doing. They're just, you know, going on along as if the Malice event isn't here, and that's understandable. But the ones most affected are the kingdoms and the players who have a semi-active players, or they have a mix of active and inactive, and those ones are finding it very frustrating. The structure of the event is working against them, much like in Clash of Clans before you had the opt-out system, where players who were kind of inactive but still in the kingdom were actually hurting the entire clan. And that's kind of how the event is structured here. So those are the ones I especially feel pain for, and who are finding a very rough go within this particular event. So if I could, let me give some advice or some considerations for players. First of all, if you're expecting to get Malice and just want to be brought into a kingdom who's going to get it last minute to get a Malice without working for it, that is very unfair and very unrealistic. The people who've been going through this for 3 or 4 days and at the end are looking forward to getting Malice, they're not looking forward for someone to come in and get it for nothing. So just kind of get that out of your heads, guys. Second is that the kingdoms who actually need your help are those who are behind. If they're already on track for Malice, they've got a good group of folks working together, and they're not really looking to punish those who've been working hard. And so instead, the folks who are on the edge, or on the bubble, they need that help, and they're looking for your help rather than to offer you a handout. And really, you need to be able to contribute 150 souls or more per day in order to make an impact on these kingdoms. So be ready to work if you want to join a kingdom and go for Malice. Second thing is, if you're in a kingdom that's actively going for the Malice and your soul count is very low, don't whine if you get removed. You're not being banned from the kingdom. You're just being temporarily removed from the event. And for you to stay in the kingdom while your kingdom mates are working very hard, and if they were to not get Malice because you wouldn't move and you wouldn't contribute, that's totally not fair to the kingdom. So if you have to get removed temporarily or otherwise, that's kind of your choice. So don't whine if that's the case. And last thing I want to encourage is that there are still kingdoms who need help, and like I said, there's a good 50 or so kingdoms that are going to be on the bubble real close to getting Malice, and some of those are going to need help, especially as the event unwinds. Now, there's only about a day and a half left, so don't wait for the last minute on this. Get out there in Global, leave comments on this chat, use Twitter. There are kings and leaders looking to help you connect. You just have to make some effort to do that, and you have to be willing to work for it. Now, for those kings, queens, and lords who are leading kingdoms, I give you the following considerations. First, don't be a jerk. If someone is working hard, doing their best, has been a loyal part of your kingdom, contributing to the projects, don't throw them out because they're just a little shy on getting Malice. If they're making a genuine effort, if they're trying to do their best, don't be a jerk about it, and definitely don't pull people in and then kick them out at the last moment. You deserve whatever comes to your kingdom if that happens. Second important thing, really, and this applies maybe to other events more than even to this one, decide, preferably together, what is your goal as a kingdom, and go for that goal and enjoy it and have fun as you go along. The kingdoms that are having the most difficulty right now are essentially divided kingdoms. Now, people play the game for different reasons, for social reasons, for the competitive aspect, to build their base, and so, not everyone is necessarily going to want to participate in the kingdom to the different extent. But if you guys talk together as a group, talk amongst your leaders, and decide what you guys are going to go for, and try to have fun for everyone, that's going to work well for you. Along those lines, it really works well if you set clear expectations and you stick to them. In other words, what does it mean to try to get souls? Well, that doesn't mean anything. However, you say, if on the end of day 2, if players have less than 200 souls, they're not making an effort and they're hurting the kingdom, and we're going to temporarily remove them for the duration of the kingdom, it's clear to everyone in advance what the expectations are, and that makes it so much easier on you as the leader to be able to make those plans stick. And it's also clearer for your players to not have to worry about whether or not they're going to get the boot. And lastly, if you have spots or if you have players who want to work hard and your kingdom isn't going to make it, let others know. Again, whether that's commenting here on Twitter or your global, let's share and work together on this event, and I think we'll all be better off through that. And I'll close with some considerations for Space Ape. This is a very popular event. I think it is going well, but there are a few things that I really hope that you'll think about for future events. The first is we absolutely need more details about what is needed in order to gain the rewards, and we need a lot more lead time on this. the chaos that we're seeing could have been avoided a whole lot if we knew what kind of soul counts were going to be needed, and if we knew this in advance to make plans. That way kingdoms can decide together what their goal is. Hey, are we all going to go for this together or not? Folks who decide they're not going to can still let their players go with their blessing to another place and go after Malice. And those who are going to be close but are going to need some help, likewise have the time to get plans in gear for that. So please, more details on what the effort is going to be needed to get the different rewards, and give us more time on that. Second, please don't structure your events in a way that hurts kingdoms. Right now, this event is structured that if you have even a small number of players who aren't contributing, it leads to a lot of strife within the kingdoms. And there's some fixes that you could do for that. For example, most kingdoms that are active in this have sizes, 40, 42, 46. What if you made it so that the top 40 scores counted? Just like the idea with squires, you have a set number of people who have to be active, and you can allow some others who are on, otherwise active in the kingdom. They don't have to feel pressure to get booted. And if the reward happened to be for those top 40 spots, well, now there's some friendly competition within the clan. And those who want to get the rewards are free to work for it. Those who want to take a more casual approach, they can still try. But I think that kind of friendly competition will be better than the kind of booting and threatening that we're seeing a lot right now. And second, I think that the idea of having Malice as a very major reward, and yet having an even more exclusive reward with those top-level statues, I think that's a great idea. And I think that if you were to have made it a little bit easier for Malice, say 1/3 less of the soul count, I don't think you would have lost any players going for Malice, and I don't think you really would have lost any revenue on it. It wouldn't really have impacted how hard the top kingdoms were going to push for the statues anyway. So I think that having it a little bit easier, not much, it still should be a challenge, but had Malice been just a little bit easier and had the competition for those top prizes been kept as it is, I think that would have been a win for all players. So more details with more lead time, a little bit change in the structure to not hurt the kingdoms or put them at odds with one another, and to have benefits that really benefit all of the players for the game. That'll balance your long-term goals of growing the game and having it one that people love, as well as a way for you to get a good income stream, which I know that you guys need and that we want to see for you to be able to continue to develop the game. So those are my thoughts for different players. I'd love to share in your comments if you guys feel this way too, or if you have some other thoughts you'd like to share. Love to hear them. So thanks for watching.